Welcome back. This is Elaine and Dennis, and we're continuing with the waltz. We've done a few simple steps right now, including a balance was our last figure. What we'll do now is a kind of more of a positioning step. We will do what's commonly referred to, especially in the low-level waltzes, as a maneuver. Okay? Remember, the terminology is for the man, and the directions are for the man to maneuver. And what he is doing is maneuvering in front of the lady, usually. And the sense of direction is this. If that's the wall, away from the camera to my right, and that's line of dance, if I cue to have a person maneuver, the man maneuvers himself in front of the lady. Okay? So he is maneuvering in front of her. All right? Now, typically a maneuver, especially in a waltz, is done with 3 steps. All right? Usually it is done with the right foot, the trailing foot. He takes a step, and then he takes 2 more steps, small steps, to position himself. Okay? All right, so 3 steps. Very often, not very often, but it has been done, where we do a maneuver and then do the other 2 steps. You might do something different. So in other words, the maneuver might only be required in 1 step. Maneuver, and then do something else. But at our level of dancing, at a phase 2, and for the most part, phase 3, a maneuver will be done typically with 3 steps. You take 1 step, again with a trailing foot, and then you'll do a small side close, 2 little steps in place to maneuver. After that, most every figure that is done, again at our level of dancing, involves the next step with the left foot, with the lead foot, to go straight back. There are many kind of pivots that follow that, as well as turning steps, and they all have you stepping straight back. Okay, so your body momentum, as I'm getting in front of her, we'll go at an angle, as I get in front of her with the step, my body momentum, even though I'm doing a side close, is carrying me that way. And because the lady, Elaine, is coming this way as I maneuver in front of her, her body momentum is carrying her this way. And that's why most every step that follows will be straight back. The first step. If it's a 3-step, most of them are 3-step figures, the second 2 involve which way I'm turning. Okay? So, a maneuver, since it starts with the trailing foot, I have to do something to go into it. So I may do a vine 3. So a vine 3 would be to the side, 1, 2, 3. So now my trailing foot is free to do a maneuver. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Watch it again. We'll go in this direction. All right? We'll do a vine 3 and a maneuver. 1, 2, 3. Now for us, for what we've learned so far, what can we do? We can do a backup waltz. Waltz 2, 3. Okay? Simple enough, but we're going to do a different figure in the next lesson that will follow it, and that will be right turns. In the meantime, let's look at that again. Nice simple figure. All right, we'll start with a vine 3. Vine 3, 1, maneuver. 1, 2, 3. So if we can do a vine 3, what keeps us from wanting to do a twirl vine? So we will do a twirl vine, followed by a maneuver. Twirl vine 3, 1, 2, maneuver. 1, 2, 3. Watch it again. Again, the maneuver figure is initiated with the trailing foot. We start with the lead foot to do the vine or the twirl vine. Twirl vine, 1, 2, maneuver, 1, 2, 3. Okay? Very simple figure, and we'll get into it a lot more as we do more and more of these figures. Maneuver you will encounter after a great deal of figures. And, we'll cover it one at a time. We'll hit on them all. It'll take us a while, but we'll hit on them all. All right? So we'll mix that in with right turns with our next lesson. This is Elaine and Dennis with the Shoe Leather Express.